Hey, Jared here. I'm super excited that you have scheduled a call with me again to take those steps forward to taking control of your health. I'm super proud of you. I'm excited for you that you're moving forward and taking control of your health once and for all, being able to lose the weight and keep it off. I know that's a big step sometimes. It can be scary, so I applaud you for it. I'm super excited to chat with you. Now, I wanted to make this quick video to give you a heads up on what you can expect before the call, give you some information on how to be successful in weight loss and how to obviously prepare for our call together. Now, you should have received another email from a previous video that you may have watched. I talk about this, but the email that you'll get is a confirmation email for the day and the time that you chose for our call together. There'll be another email that you'll get that will have the ability for you to click yes that you're going, maybe or no. And all you have to do is click yes to confirm your appointment. The time is reserved for you, but unless I get a confirmation email from you, the time will actually be canceled and it will be reserved for somebody who is willing to take the time to take control of their health. Because I do these calls for free, I want to make sure that those who schedule are committed to their goals. Now, if you don't get the email that says yes, maybe, or no, then all you got to do is respond to that confirmation email and just hit reply and say, hey, I'm going to be there. I'll probably respond back and say, awesome, super excited to chat with you. But either way, I've got to get a confirmation email from you that you're coming. Hit that yes button or just let me know, and that way I'll reserve that call for you. Otherwise that call will have to be canceled and that spot will be saved for somebody else. Now, I wanted to make this video as well for you to just give you a heads up on the call and really to talk about how we're so successful at helping people lose weight. And we've learned a thing or two, and as I've done it for myself and been able to lose the weight and keep it off and now helped lots and lots of other people, hundreds of other people do it, we've learned some things that help people be successful on their approach to losing weight. So we're going to talk about that in this video, and whether or not you and I work together, that's okay. I still want you to be successful in whatever approach you're doing. Now, again, I know that it's hard to lose the weight and keep it off. There's a million ways out there of ways that you can try to lose weight. Whether that's take this shake or eat this food or don't eat this food, take this pill, exercise like this, don't exercise like that, right? There's a million things out there. And as you know and may have experienced, a lot of these don't actually allow you to lose all of the weight that you want. So you end up, settling for something less than desired, or they don't allow you to keep the weight off. And oftentimes it's both. You can't actually get to where you want and you can't keep it off. And that's super frustrating and it's exhausting. I've been through it myself. That's why I did I created my metabolic reboot program, is because I was able to lose the weight and I wanted to keep it off sustainably. And so we found a way to do that. And I've gone through it myself. I've now kept it off for 6 years, and I've helped hundreds of other people do the same as far as getting to their ideal weight and being able to keep it there. So that's super powerful as far as the process in our program. And in the video that you may have already watched, I talk about why we need a different approach to weight loss. It's actually the reason why I'm so successful on my program, is because we look at things differently. We can't do what's been being done before because that hasn't been working. And again, whether or not you and I work together, I want you to be successful at whatever approach you're doing, and I want you to be able to take control of your health and your weight once and for all. So just to give you some quick information on what's been going on in the last 30 or 40 years with weight problems, in the 1980s, in 1980, only about 6% of people were obese. Now, 50% of people are obese. 38 years later, 50% of people are obese. And 50% of people also struggle with chronic disease. So what we've been doing in the United States hasn't been working for us, obviously. If it had, we wouldn't have a 44% or whatever that number is, 44% increase in obesity and a dramatic increase in chronic disease. So again, the typical approach we've been trying to take, or what we've been taught or told, is we got to exercise more and eat less, right? It's all about calories in, calories out. But if you don't know it by now, that approach is obviously not working. Now, whether that approach is going to the gym, or trying to watch what you eat or eat healthier, you're counting points, you're counting calories, you're working with a trainer who's gonna push you, or you're trying to do shakes and prepackaged meals and that are all designed to help you eat less, or even with fad diets that have been happening for many, many years, and they all, they change. High fat, low fat, high protein, low protein, high carb, low carb. They've all changed over the years. Again, it's all designed to make you eat less. Even right now, there's a big fad out there of eating a higher fat, higher protein diet, low carb. There's lots of approaches to that, lots of names for it. But the whole point is to make you eat more satiating foods, and you're obviously not going to eat as much. Now, there's some other claims that they say with that, but generally the reason why they're effective, from what research shows, they're just getting you to eat less. But it doesn't allow you to keep the weight off permanently if you've ever done those things for a long period of time. Now, even the gold standard of weight loss in the medical community is surgery. And the purpose of surgery is to get you to eat less, right? But, regardless of the fad diet or the approach you're taking, if they had been working, if truly what we've been doing for years had been working, we wouldn't have this problem, right? We wouldn't have over, 44% increase in obesity in just the last 38 years and 1 in 2 people struggling nowadays. Kids, it's like 1 in 3 kids with obesity. It's insane. Now, just so you know as well, chronic disease is responsible for 7 of the 10 deaths in the United States. It's the #1 killer, chronic disease. And 1 in 2 Americans have diabetes. It's estimated that about 80% have insulin resistance. It just hasn't gotten to diabetes yet. So, if what we've been doing for 30 or 40 or 50 years was working, we wouldn't be facing the problems that we are. We truly have an epidemic on our hands, and it's not getting any better. As you know, you've probably, experienced some of this stuff. You've probably tried approaches and seen some results, but never gotten to where you want to be ultimately, whether that's your high school, your pre-wedding weight, your college weight, whatever it is. Maybe you've never been there before, and you haven't been able to actually get there and keep it off permanently and sustainably, right? You don't want to keep eating chicken salad every day, or starving yourself all day long, or drinking shakes for every meal, or killing yourself in the gym day in and day out. Those things are not sustainable for you to actually keep the weight off, right? You can't do that forever. And so we have to take a different approach. We have to take an approach that stops looking at just calories in, calories out, and actually addresses the root cause problem of why we gain weight in the first place. Now, you may have seen the video where I talk about stress and how stress impacts your body. Well, there's really, that's the major thing, and stress comes in different ways. It's not just a stressful day at work, or you had an argument with your spouse. There's chemical stressors, there's physical stressors, and there's emotional stressors. And all of these things are what cause weight gain. Now, I'm going to break it down for you a little bit more so that whatever approach or program or whatever you're trying to do to lose weight, you can understand what they need to be doing, or what you need to be doing to really address why you gain weight in the first place. So again, it really comes down to 2 things, and then there's about 7 things that kind of are underneath that. Let me explain what I mean by this. There's 2 things that cause weight gain, essentially, if you narrow it down really to 2 things. One is insulin resistance, and one is inflammation. And they really kind of drive each other. When you have high levels of insulin, you have more inflammation. When you have more inflammation, it's going to drive your blood sugar up, which is going to produce more insulin, and you become more resistant, right? There's a vicious cycle that begins happening. Now, there's about 7 things that kind of contribute to those things happening in your body. And if you don't address these 7 things, you might even have one of these things happening. It's still going to cause weight problems throughout your life and can lead to other complications and things down the road. So here's the 7 things. I'm not going to go through them in detail. This is actually what I address on the program. But the 7 things are, one of them is nutrient deficiencies. So nutrient poor diets create nutrient deficiencies, and other things cause that. Hormonal imbalances, allergens and microbes, digestive imbalances, toxins, cellular energy problems, and stress. So those 7 things are what's causing weight gain. And again, you didn't hear me say calories, right? Too many calories, too little. Now, if you eat excess calories or too little of calories, that might cause some hormonal imbalances. That might cause some digestive imbalances. But it's really, you got to get to the root of it in order to solve the problem permanently. That's the key word, right? If you just starve yourself, you'll lose weight. But if you want to keep it off permanently, you have to address the root cause problems of why you gain weight in the first place. So again, whether or not we work together, that's fine. But I wanted to give you this information because I want whatever approach you're doing to be the last thing you ever have to do. Because it allows you to lose all the weight, and you can keep it off permanently by addressing these root cause problems. And this is, again, the only way to do it permanently. It's the only way is to address why you gain weight in the first place. So if the approach or the diet or program or whatever it is that you're thinking about doing doesn't have a good explanation or doesn't understand why you gain weight in the first place, and then doesn't know how to address that, again, it's not just calories and exercising more or eating less. If they don't know how to address that and have a good explanation for it, then you definitely don't want to do it because it's not going to work permanently for you. It might sound appealing because your friend did it and they lost 20 or 30 or 50 pounds or whatever it is, or it might be really appealing because all you have to do is drink these shakes or take these pills or whatever it is. But if you don't actually address the root cause problems, it's not going to work permanently. So hopefully that makes sense and is helpful for you as you prepare for your approach, whatever you're going to be doing, and as you prepare for our call together and search for answers and achieving your weight and health goals so that you can do it, obviously permanently. Now again, I am super excited to chat with you. I'm super excited you've taken this step in addressing the root cause problems of why you've gained weight. And we're gonna break that down in our call together. I wanna learn more about where you're at and where you're going, what your goals are, what's been holding you back. And so make sure you block that out in your calendar, make sure you confirm your spot, and I'll look forward to speaking to you then.